Welcome to Touch of Faith podcast. This edition is about changing lives and also trials and tribulations. My first guest is Ja.
How y'all doing, man? I'm John Hammonds.
And my other guest is also Ian.
Yep, Ian Bryce, man. Pleasure to be here today.
Thank you for coming. I want to get into it about some of you guys' titles. Like, I heard about Family U. I met you at an event, and I'm so glad that I met you, man. It was something that got us to connect, and in my heart, I felt it was God that connected our spirits together. I started talking to you, and I was like, man. And I was telling you about my life, and you was like, "Oh wow, I can relate to that."
Yeah.
Even though I might be older than you guys, it don't matter because we all came from the same struggle, and not only the same struggle. Like me, you was talking last night. Souls don't age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, John, can you get into like the field that you do? I know you from University of Michigan. Shout out University of Michigan.
Go blue.
Go blue. Even though I came here with a Spartan hoodie on.
You definitely came in rocking green, man. I had to look at him sideways.
My cousins give me hoodies all the time. It's cold outside.
No, but my guy K right here, man, I met him at the TED Talk event. That was something that he had mentioned. I was just blessed to be a part of it. And like you said, I met a lot of wonderful people. In the midst of our conversation, you just showed yourself to be real. I met a whole lot of people in that room. Some people were trying to sell themselves or promote the business or whatever it may be. But when I came across you, I really felt a genuine spirit. So that's when we were exchanging testimonies and talking about each other's stories. I was able to kind of break that wall down and tell you about my life as well. So I thank you for that. And then in the midst of that, with FAMU, as you brought up, that's the logo on the hat now and everything.
Let me see the hat.
Yeah, real bit of merchandise. Thank you for the gift.
Yes.
Lady got me right. But FAMU is Faith and Ministry United. It's something that me and my brother Ian had started here probably about a year ago. And if you met me before we had this life, that was back when our testimonies were still much more relatable.
Yeah.
I was going through a lot of ups and downs of life, being a knucklehead. You just know making some of the choices that you make growing up where we come from.
Yes.
Like you said, we come from the same mindset, the same struggle as
a black man. A black man against all odds. It's super hard for us. I don't want to get too much into that, but color do matter in America. Sorry to say.
It does, yeah, especially here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Being a black man growing up in the tough city of Detroit is nothing easy.
No, it's not.
And something that we joke about all the time is getting close to God is not necessarily seen as cool.
Oh, that's not cool at all.
Brothers don't think it's the most fun thing to work in a relationship with the Lord.
Wow.
They don't see it as cool to go to church.
No.
Start praying in the middle of whatever you may be doing. So that's the type of discipline and changes that we've added to our life, and just seeing the way that God's been able to work since we decided to start FAMU and take on this initiative. It's been a blessing, man.
I mean, when you let God guide you in a way, it's a blessing for God to guide you. And you, with me, I don't have control no more. Because once I gave it to Him, I'm like, do your will. I mean, I don't have time to figure this out. Just do your will, because I don't know what I'm doing right now, and I'm confused. So, and I'm keep making bad choices, and I'm sick of getting the same results.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because that was kind of the approach that we took with FAMU. It was something that we felt like that we were kind of called to do. The minister at our church, he kind of, we originally started off joining a men's group at the church regularly for a little bit of while of a time, and then after we started consistently joining, he's like, man, I think this is something that y'all should do for y'all brothers, you and your friends. And in the moment when he said it, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really feel qualified to do something like this. Like,
is it a certain age group that you got to be in, or is any age?
So originally it started off with just us trying to reach the brothers that was around us. So it was typically those that was like 18, 24, 25. But we've been able to grow to a point to where like we've had some people as young as
50.
as old as 50, as young as
Wow.
4, 5 years old, just to sit on sometimes and
That's
join us.
amazing. That's amazing. Touching souls. I mean, that's the best thing you could do, I feel, in life. I mean, you can have all the degrees you want to, but when you got a relationship with God, I think that's really the most important thing, what He want out of life.
Sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Ian?
No, for sure, man. Again, my name is Ian Brox. You know, me and Joaquin been knowing each other for about 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a decade, baby.
Nah, facts, man. It's crazy how time flies, but man, just you know, coming from an athletic background, played football majority of my life, went to school for it, and in the midst of me doing that, you know, just started going through some challenges, some hurdles, like we all do in life. You know, life ain't always full of sunshine and rainbows, as much as we may try to advertise it as that. It's
we want it.
That. Yeah, we want it. We want it, but it ain't that.
Right.
So, you know, started, you know, just going through some hard times, just losing some family members, going through some injuries and with sports and stuff, and you know, it put me into a place to where I feel like God was isolating me.
Gotcha.
You know, and I started to build a real relationship with Him through that. You know, started kind of, you know, changing my perspective on life and how I view God, and, you know, started working into community more, working on some different political campaigns. Now I currently work for the city as a community liaison for one of the council members.
Oh, wow.
So just, you know.
What's the council member name, if you don't mind?
Angela Whitfield Calloway.
You hear that?
Yeah.
We're supporting you.
We definitely appreciate that. So man, just trying to figure out different ways that, you know, I could affect my community, uplift it in any possible way, and, you know, FAMU is a great part of that. So, you know,
wow, I love it. He just told me about y'all come on at 9:30. Can you, let everybody know, like, your Instagram or how they can reach you through the FAMU if they want to watch it at 9:30. I think it's 9:30 on Sundays.
Yep, for sure. So as of right now, we currently meet every Sunday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. You can reach us on our Instagram at Faith and Ministry United. I'm sorry, Faith and Ministry U on Instagram. And in there, in our bio, you'll be able to find that link to that Google Meet and everything. We also do Wednesday worships as well.
Gotcha.
So that's at 6:30 every Wednesday. That link isn't necessarily public right now, but by the time y'all see this, it definitely will be.
All right.
Yeah.
We making moves as we speak. John, I want to get back into the faith. I mean, this is not a church program, but it is spiritual. Like you just said, Ian and John, it's ways that God come to you. It's ways that God reach you. Yours was different from mine, and maybe yours was different from his. Can you tell me what made you get into the faith?
Yeah, so me being young, growing up in Detroit, I did grow up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mom would go occasionally. I was around my cousins and uncles who went every single Sunday faithful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once I got a little older in high school, I moved with my father.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of slowed me down from going to church just because of the distance from my church home. So my relationship got a little rocky, but that was where in high school I kind of took on the independence of my faith journey.
Wow.
At the same time, you can see that's when things started to get a little shaky.
Yeah.
You know, started praying a little less, started church a little less.
Oh, man, come on now.
Faith started wavering, especially as a young man. So we trying to figure out what to hold on to. Started kind of my search for my relationship with God again. And as you mentioned, I ended up going to the University of Michigan, which is in Ann Arbor.
Shout out to University of Michigan. You shout out everybody today.
It wasn't too far from home, but it still felt like there was a big distance between me and the church.
Yeah.
And it took me a few years to recognize that was on my own fault. You know what I mean? I'm like, some people go to school across the country and actually can't go to church. You know, some people may have a different type of faith to which they cannot contact or reach out to their Lord or God or whoever they may believe in.
Right.
I serve a God who can reach us throughout the spiritual realm.
That's right.
You don't need to be in a physical church or any type of building to connect with God.
Come on,
and that's something that I had to learn throughout my spiritual journey. So as I was going through college, I'm trying to work on my relationship with God and trying to work on it, but at the same time, I'm still living this life of sin. You know.
Yeah.
As we all do, but just to be a little vague, you know, I was
like I was telling you last night, I'm 20 years older than you, my brother. And I'm getting it right. It's no rules. It's a book of life, which is the Bible, but it's no rules of our life, how to live our life. Nobody didn't write like, okay, this is the way we're gonna do when we leave here today. Or this, I want you to do this when you leave here, and that's the right way to do it. I mean, God gave us free will, what I sort of say. And we gotta know what, you know, when you got a relationship with God, you will know what to do, when to do, and how to do. And I thank God that I'm awake. Better late than never, man. Better late than never, because some people never wake up.
Better late than never. Man.
Yeah, because he made a way, and I'm grateful that I met you at that convention, because when we was at the convention, you was telling me about that you got shot, and that story really touched me, and maybe your story can help somebody out here right now.
Yeah. So that story was again when it happened during college, surprisingly. You know, during high school and middle school, when I was trying to, you know, go away from the faith life, trying to do my own thing, and I started to dabble in the streets a little bit, which is normal as a young man from Detroit. You know, we try to take life into our own hands, take the control away from God and put it into your own hands, and you see what the results you left with.
Yeah.
It's kind of, as you mentioned, I put myself in a bad situation to where I ended up getting shot.
Yeah.
You know, and it was pretty bad too. I was hospitalized. You know, it was very close to my heart. You know, and the doctors let me know how blessed I was. My life could have very easily been going that day. Like you said, it was to the grace of God.
Yes.
It wasn't to me being the biggest, baddest, tough guy. It wasn't to, you know, my gun being bigger than theirs, or me having just blood that pumps gangster or anything like that. You know, I was covered by the blood of Jesus.
That's
you know,
right.
The Lord literally saved my life that night, and that's something that I can now look back and reflect on as a mature man, to be able to see how I put myself within that situation.
And a lot of people, like you just said, like they you know, they turn the other way, they want to retaliate, but you use God, and I'm not promoting violence or anything, but God will take care of those people that did that to you. You don't have to retaliate, because God will be done. You know, on earth as it is in heaven. That's my faith, that I believe. We all got a grave that we gotta lay in, but let God sort them out. That's the way I feel.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that, because even when it goes towards looking at myself being in that situation, right? When I look at the way that I was moving, how cautious and paranoid I was. You know, he knew me before. He knew me before and after I got shot.
Okay.
It's tough for me to even imagine me within that situation. You know, the way I knew I was so strategic and calculated, it was tough for me to be put in a vulnerable situation. But like you said, when God gets involved, when God starts to set up your life, He starts to do things that are supernatural.
Yes, He do.
Things start to happen that you can't understand. And it don't matter what you do, what security measures, how many steps you take to try to make sure your plans go.
It makes you say,
His will.
like what? Like, how this happen?
How this happen?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, it's so funny. I was like, he a mystery guy. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Like, we watch Scooby-Doo, we're like, let's find the mystery. You can't figure out God. There's no way you can figure out God the way He moves people. I'm serious. I mean, if you just put your trust in Him and find out for yourself. I know a lot of people out there sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you just saying, this way, I tried to do God, I'm mad at it, I lost some people in my family, I don't have a job, I'm homeless, or life just don't look right. We're not saying this to make up stories. This is our testimony, and it's real. 3 brothers came together that I just met, and we got the same testimony, so it's got to be a God. A higher power, sort of say, if you don't believe in God or whatever. It's a spiritual warfare we're going through, and I just hope this message that we're doing today will reach somebody, and they will understand from each age group. Right now, there's 2 different decades, you know what I'm saying? So I hope the people that's watching it around my age, they listen to the testimony, and also around their age. Before we leave out of here, do y'all want to say anything about y'all next move, what y'all about to get into, and any activities, any coming events? I would love to support you, and anybody else out there would love to come to the church or any kind of events. Just let me know what's going on.
For sure. Well, I mean, I'll say this: we just wrapped up our first community initiative for FAMU. We had hosted a winter clothes drive from November to December.
Wow.
We were collecting anything from winter coats, jackets, hats, so on and so forth. And through the midst of that, we were able to, you know, donate to some families, but also hit the streets. You know,
wow.
We were able.
That's
to,
where the people at.
Yeah, where the people we felt like most needed
yes,
it. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to get that together, some food, some little snacks and everything. And,
that's amazing.
And we hit the 2 major bus transits, Jason Hargrove over at 8 Mile and Woodward, Rosa Parks.
Oh, I'm familiar from over here. Yeah. I'm the east side.
Yeah. So through that day, we was able to at least touch 50 plus people, you know, just being able to go outside intentionally for about 3 hours or so.
That's big.
And really, you know, impact some people. So with that being said, you know, we're looking to continue that going into 2026.
Okay.
So definitely stay tuned. You know, we're working on some stuff right now to be seeing how we might be able to do this, you know, more often and not let it just be a holiday season thing or a once a year type of thing. So, you know, definitely be on the lookout for that. Follow us on
I love
Instagram.
y'all. Okay, can you tell them about your Instagram that they can reach you? And after we do that, it's a nonprofit. I want to get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
So if people want to donate and help out.
No, definitely. Again, it's at Faith and Ministry U on Instagram. That's gonna be the best place where you can find us. So look for that black and gold logo with the cross. Can't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right here, representing.
Yeah, definitely. So.
I love it. I got to get a hat, man. I'm a hat collector, by the way.
Really? Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah.
Just
at that TED Talk, I bought a hat.
Just to talk about the nonprofit program that you had mentioned. This right here is our annual book from the nonprofit that I run, and I founded with my mother. It's called the Elite Club Coalition.
And it's $20 if anybody want to purchase it.
Yes, our annual books are $20. If you check it out, you may be featured in it. You've been out there in the community with us.
I will.
We have at least probably about 25 to 30 community events per year.
That's what's up.
This is something with the children, so we're much more engaged,
much
more hands-on. Our personal donors are also mentioned within that book. We have been running off of gift funds and donations thus far.
Okay.
So we're still waiting to pull in some of that big grant funding. You know, we're still
come on now.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, y'all.
Prayers up.
Come on, y'all. Y'all see these positive brothers trying to make something out of nothing. Help out if you got it. You know, we not begging. I mean, they doing it on their own anyway. They reach 50 people. Man, some people can't even reach 2. And they making it possible. They let everybody know if we all get along and get together, it's possible that we can make a change. This podcast is about making change. That's why I named it Touch of Faith. So I want everyone to know I'm so glad to have you here.
Of course, man.
God bless you. And this ain't it. They gonna come back and you could probably see me with these guys passing out donations or doing something positive in the neighborhood. It don't stop like that. God gave us this connection, and I'm gonna stick with it. God bless you guys, and it only take a touch of faith. Thank you. Have a blessed one.